All right, so this is going to be your food plate, and these are the instructions on how to create your own food plate. You're going to create your ideal meal. So I know that you probably have a meal or certain types of foods that you love to eat, and that's what I'd like for you to include on this. So you're going to first brainstorm what foods would you want as part of your ideal meal, the perfect meal that you could have, but it has to be balanced. It has to have something in all these categories here. So you're going to go to Google Images, and I have a link for you here, right? And you're going to find the perfect food that you want. So let's just pretend that I'm interested in salmon. I love some salmon. So after I search for it, I'm going to get some images come up. So, okay, here's an image I like right here. I can right click on that and I can just copy that image. And I can come back over here and I can do Control plus V, and that should paste my image right there. Yep, it did. Now I can resize it, and I can put this, because it's a protein, I can put this over protein. So that's what I just did right there. You could also just simply click and drag it over to there instead. And then that should also work. You just click and drag, and then here's your image instead. All right, so now that I did this, I want to make sure that I put it in the correct food group. I know that it is protein, but in case you didn't know, you can look it up on the MyPlate website. It might have some information here about what's in fruits, vegetables, grains, dairy, or I can just Google what type of food is salmon? Is salmon a protein, to double check? So that's one way to do that. Now that I have this here, I want to figure out how many calories it has. So if you click on this website here, it brings up this. And now I can type in the food. I can type in salmon. And now it's going to give me different options here. If you wanted to, you could just be safe and pick the first option, but you may just want to read it. And if you know what type of food it is, be more specific than that, right? So it says one fillet. So I'm going to say, okay, it's 280 calories. That sounds good to me. So it's 280 calories. So now that I know that, it says type the serving size and the calories next to each picture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a text box here. I'm going to put it next to the salmon. I'm going to say that it is one fillet, and I'm going to say that it is 280 calories. All right. Now that I do this, I'm going to add up after I put all the pictures here, I'm going to add up all the calories. And then I'm going to add that up. My total amount of calories I had in this one meal, let's just pretend that it was 800 calories. All right, so that was 800 calories that I had. That was for my whole meal in this one meal, this perfect meal that I have. Now I need to find out how many calories do I have left over. If I click on here, this gives you a chart about how many calories that you should have depending on your age group. So if you are somebody who is a girl that's between 9 and 13, and you're going to say, I'm pretty active, or say, no, I'm very active. Well, then all of a sudden your calorie count will be right there. Maybe you pick 2,000. I'm going to say, okay, I'm male. I'm between 31 and 50. I wouldn't say I'm sedentary. I'd say I'm active, maybe on the lesser side of that. I'll say that I am, let's say I'll do 2,800 calories is my total amount. So if I have 2,800 calories and I ate 800 calories in this meal, how many do I have left over? Well, I take 2,800, I subtract 800. What do I have left over? Would be 2,000. All right, and then that's how I do that. I can resize it. I should have this entire thing filled in, and when I'm done, I can turn it in.